Previously on Gingium.
I will say I noticed as we were letting it warm up and bleeding in the coolant, the engine's blowing bubbles as RPM goes up. All right, something's definitely wrong with this thing. Oh yeah, it's overheating bad now. This thing's got a blown head gasket. So as you can see, we got the head off. That took me 3 hours of kind of lazy work because I'm here at the shop on a Saturday watching UFC while I do this. Some very good results, or at least in my opinion it's good, because you can clearly see where it was leaking. So this is the side of the head gasket that made it up to the head. And as you can see around these cylinders, there's seepage. So it should look like this, where it's black right up to the ring. But on all these cylinders, especially cylinder 4 here and cylinder 1, there's some really bad leakage, and that's right into the coolant port right there. So you can see that's where it's getting into our coolant system. And yeah, it's leaking on every cylinder. And it looks like it's even leaking in between cylinders. So it's pretty safe to say that the head gasket was definitely blown, which is good, because that's what we thought it was. In order to get this thing back up and running, we're just gonna replace the head gasket. We are going to replace the head studs because they've been used a few times. Do all new seals. You know, things were a little leaky, a little loose. New lock nuts for the turbo and all that. New coolant lines for the turbo, and we should hopefully be good. But the very first thing we have to do is go ahead and disassemble the head, get all the valve train out of it. Well, by that I mean the cams and the lifters, and then send it to the machine shop. Well, it's like 2 weeks later. We got the head back from the machine shop. I just went ahead and reassembled the valve train. Nice assembly lube, all clean, ready to go. That's the head ready to go. We also got our Cometic head gasket. We're gonna be using that with some copper spray. We got some new Apex head studs recommended by the Car Passion channel, Miata Dad. Cam seals, exhaust manifold gasket, and then we do have some intake manifold gaskets, lock nuts, all sorts of like little things that this car has needed for a while, but you know, perfect time to redo all this. So now the head is technically ready to go into the car before we do anything, but the block is not ready. I did go ahead and remove the old ARP head studs, but we do just have to go ahead and clean this up. We got the block cleaned up and the head studs in there. And I got the exhaust manifold on here. Turbo manifold, I guess. Dang, look how shiny that is. Well, that thing's all ready to go. So we're going to take our head gasket here and paint it. Apex gives you torque specs and torque sequence, so we're gonna go and torque this down here. Doesn't really fit in there. That's annoying as hell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, then we up the torque and we keep doing it. Well, I got the engine timed, spinning over nicely. Everything top end seems like it's doing good. It isn't, you don't hear it making compression because the spark plugs aren't in it. But let's see, I'm gonna put it at top dead center here. That's right. There. Well, for our timing marks line up, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 teeth in between. Perfect. All right. Starting to look like an engine again. We have the entire intake side all done, fully reassembled, fully torqued down, everything ready to go. We got the valve cover back on, all the coils on. Now all we gotta do is the turbo. I mean, even the exhaust manifold's already on, so we gotta do the turbo. In order to do the turbo, we do have to replace both of these coolant lines, because you can kind of see here, well, you can't really see it, but that dark spot, it's because the rubber has faded, or has failed, and it leaks there. So I'm just gonna replace both the coolant lines because they like to toast themselves. So we got the turbo on, we got the intercooler pipe on, all of the lines fit nicely. I actually got some proper hardware for the turbo because it kept coming loose. I got the vacuum lines on. I got everything on besides the intake and the downpipe. And we're not gonna do that yet right now. So the downpipe's gonna require some gasket maker and it's gonna have to sit. I don't wanna wait. I'm gonna fill this thing with coolant and I wanna hear it fire up. It should be fine. It should be ready to go. And then I'll do the gasket maker and tomorrow we actually can drive it. Just doing tap water for now, in case there is any problems or any leaks or anything. I'm not wasting a bunch of coolant. If it's all good after this first run, then I'll drain this out and put coolant in. Oh, the battery is on. That's kind of sketchy. I pulled the head off with the battery connected. Yikes. All right, well, I guess we just crank it over and see what happens, right? Oh God. Why does it sound like that? Jesus, that doesn't sound great. Doesn't sound like it's got compression on all 4 cylinders, to be honest. That was something. Yeah, that don't sound good. So I did just go ahead and connect the downpipe with the gasket maker, and that's drying. While that dries, I want to check a few other things because it didn't sound quite right. The first thing I checked was the mechanical timing, and that is all good. I did it with just the pulley on the plastic because I didn't feel like taking the plastic off, but sure enough, it is correct. So mechanical timing is good. The only other thing is the electrical timing. I had to remove the distributor thing, and so that might be off. I don't imagine it being so far off where it runs that bad, but maybe it is. So we're gonna get a timing light here and set the base timing. Well, I've now checked over everything, and I think we're ready to try to start it again. Mechanical time's good, base timing is set, put the downpipe on, and well, I mean, that's pretty much it. The real good news is that it's been sitting for 48 hours with coolant in it, and then a single drop has leaked out, so that's good. It sounds like it's down a cylinder is what it sounds like to me. Come on, O2 sensor. There's something very wrong with this thing. I guess I'm going to take all the plugs out and just run a compression test. That's what it sounds like. It's down a cylinder. 200 PSI. 200. Zero. Zero on cylinder 3. Kind of sounded the same. 0. Okay. 0 PSI on 3 and 4. Well, that'll definitely cause an issue. The question is why? Okay, I'm gonna check cylinder 3 first here. Very, very rich. Looks fine to me.
The next thing I did was go ahead and take off the valve cover to see if there was anything noticeably wrong with the valve train, but it all looked fine. So I did a leak down test. And of course, the back 2 cylinders didn't hold any pressure.
It's going into the other 2 cylinders. This one's got a spark plug in it, so you can't really hear. So this has just been a struggle and confusion. The one thing I know for sure is that I haven't made some silly, stupid mistake. Some like just cam, maybe I put the cam in upside down, maybe I just flip a sprocket or something. I've double checked with the Car Passion channel, Nat Motorsports, 2 of the most qualified Miata guys out there, and I've triple checked it myself. All of that is good. So there's no silly reason, at least silly, easy, fixable reason why the back 2 cylinders aren't getting any compression. Our leak down test didn't tell us a whole lot because we couldn't pinpoint where the noise was coming from. It was coming from the other cylinders, but also from the intake and the exhaust. And since the exhaust manifold is on there, it could have been coming out of the valves of the cylinder we were testing and then going in the open valves of the other cylinders. And so we don't really know where the leak's coming from. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go and take the turbo off and do another leak down test. And that will hopefully allow us to pinpoint where the leak's coming from. If it's from the valves, kind of seeming like either way, we're gonna have to take the head back off. Because it's either the valves, which we have to take the head back off, or it's the head, which we have to take the head back off. But I want to test first anyway. So here we have it on top dead center, cylinder 1. That holds, let's see, 80 to 76. So that's pretty good. Cylinder 3, 80, 68. definitely just coming out the valves. Cylinder 2. Last but not least, cylinder 4. So cylinder 4 is okay as well. 80, 70, 2, 4. So it's leaked down, it's leaking down? Wait, what? Now I'm really confused. What the fuck's going on here, bro? I'm gonna do a compression test. Cylinder 1 compression. 205. Cylinder 2. 200. Cylinder 3 is the one that previously did not test well. Sounds like it tested fine. What the fuck is going on, bro? So 195. Cylinder 4. And that is 2, 5, 10, 15. Okay, so now I'm really confused. So after our seemingly perfect leak down and compression test, I put new plugs in, put the turbo back on. I'm just gonna crank it over, see if it sounds like it's got compression on all 4 cylinders. If it does, I'll connect the plugs and plug in the fuel. Honestly, at this point, just so confused. What's going on? Sounds perfect. What the fuck? What? Why does this sound? It did not have compression on all 4 cylinders earlier. I swear, I'm not going crazy, please. What? What? I'm not gonna complain if it works, but I'm so confused, bro. Fuel main in. Doesn't have any coolant in it. It does, valve cover ain't attached, but it should, I can at least fire it for 2 seconds. Bruh. Well, I'm gonna button everything back up again. Well, not everything. I'm gonna at least actually connect the valve cover and put some coolant in it. I probably won't do the intercooler piping yet. Let's see if this thing can get up to operating temp and if it has any weird issues. Or is it the magic engine? I think it's just the magic engine. Well, we got the valve cover on and we got some water in it and we got the oil all filled up. So we're gonna start it up, try to get some heat in it, see what happens. A little bit of heat in it, but nothing crazy. Sounds like it's running fine. So now what we have to do is connect the down pipe, intercooler pipe, and that's pretty much it. After that, I'll do a full heat cycle, oil change, coolant change. But we got the down pipe and the intercooler pipe reinstalled. Haven't put the intake back on, but let's go ahead and give this thing a full heat cycle now. We just got operating temp, fans on. The only thing I don't like is these bubbles. If it's at operating temp, it should have bled the coolant system already. And this is what was happening beforehand, so I don't know about that. But it is at least cooling, so I mean that's good. But yeah, the bubbles, I don't know. The fact that there's very little bubbles at idle and then you rev it up and the bubbles increase, that's exactly what it was before. Pretty certain this thing is still blown head gasket. I'm gonna go put the cap on, check the wheels, make sure they're not loose, then take it for a drive. On wastegate pressure, see how much coolant billows out of that thing. Since I know this thing's gonna spew coolant, I made an extra high volume overflow. Kind of cool looking, honestly. I mean, like, it's kind of a vibe. But yeah, so, let's see what happens. Drives great. That's the problem. It's so sad. It's like it drives great, but it won't hold coolant pressure again, probably. So it should be on wastegate pressure here. Yeah, it is. Honestly, it feels great at wastegate pressure. Like 14 pounds of boost, like, fuck, this is awesome. Pretty much the only way this works is if we go back and there's no coolant in the overflow. It feels awesome at that boost level. It's like fast, but it doesn't feel like I'm about to die. It's kind of nice, actually. Holding temp at least. It's idling. Nothing. There's nothing in there. Huh. Huh. So at this point, I really don't know what the hell is going on, but it seems like we might be in the clear. I don't know, I'm kind of paranoid that every time I crank it over, it's suddenly gonna have no compression on 2 cylinders, but so far so good. Now I will say, there is a little bit of coolant in the overflow, but that's normal. I mean, there should be coolant being pushed out into the overflow on a regular heat cycle. As long as it's not filling up, 3 water bottles worth in 3 pulls, I think we're good. And so far, it's not doing that, so. I don't know what happened, but the engine miraculously fixed itself, and even though it's blowing bubbles, it doesn't seem like the head gasket's that bad. Maybe there's still some issues, but whatever. We're just gonna keep it on wastegate pressure, and I'm gonna drive it and enjoy it for as long as I can until we do an engine swap. But anyway, before we talk about that, let's go ahead, do a coolant flush, get all the old stuff out of there, well, the tap water, and then do an oil change, and then we can continue enjoying this thing. In 3, 2, 1, wait, 2, 1, ooh. Let's call that works. All right, we'll say, it looks pretty nice and clean down here. No leaks, I think we fixed a few things here. So that was exciting, Looks like the coolant is pretty much drained, so we'll tighten this up. Nice and clean. We'll bleed that once we get this oil in here. So I don't know if this is just a weird fluke. Maybe it drained out because of the angle it's sitting out. Nothing came out of this oil filter. Like this oil filter does not look like it had any oil in it. Like it looks like at some point there was some oil in here, but it does not look like there's any oil in this oil filter. So that's weird. Definitely goes to the oil filter before it goes up to the head, so it doesn't matter how the head gasket's put on. If the head gasket was put on wrong, then the head wouldn't be getting oil. So maybe it's just, that's weird. I don't know, man. Either way, let's fill it up. Got 4 quarts of Valvoline VR1 20W50. If any oil company wants to sponsor me again, that would be great. But I like that stuff because it's so thick, 20W50. I don't know if that's the right way. That company did not make any 20W50. Like we're kind of perfect. Well, it reached operating temp fine, it bled the coolant fine. It actually seems like there's less bubbles, so I don't know. Maybe there was just air stuck in it, who knows. I also got the tune a little bit better, so let's go ahead and drive it for one last time in this video. Man, I'll be honest, when I thought that this thing was blown up for a second, or like it didn't have compression on 2 cylinders, I was down bad. Because I don't have so much construction going on in Athens. I can't get anywhere without having to wait. He wanted a little pull, so I gave it to him. It was like a series of highs and lows back
I've decided at this point, I just want to be able to drive this thing. I don't care if I have to leave it on wastegate pressure. It's still fun. Like, I still just did a pull there, blew tires off first and second. I just want to be able to drive this thing and drive it for a while until I'm ready to do an engine swap, because ultimately that is the goal. And I even considered that before doing the head replacement. Thankfully, it seems like the head replacement worked. It still is fast. It's still very fast. It's making 10 pounds less boost than it, did, but it doesn't really feel any different, to be honest. But man, like, and it's spring, the weather's so good. I just want to be able to do this. So please stay together. And thank you, Miata, for fixing yourself for some reason. I think the most likely thing was that one of the valves was just stuck, or I guess two of the valves were stuck, which seems unlikely, but I don't think it could be literally anything else. Between it not having compression and it having compression, all I did was remove the exhaust manifold and do a leak down test. That's it. And crank it over a few more times. And the question is, what engine? I don't know exactly, but it has to be unique, it has to be powerful, it has to be light. Those are the three things. And we'll kind of see how life goes by the time I'm ready to do the engine swap. I would love to do like a Maserati swap or a Ferrari swap, but obviously that's big money. So probably not gonna happen. But something like a J series, not a K series, not a 1.8 VVTi, not doing either of those things, but a J series, maybe a Chevy V6, those are pretty cool. I don't know, we'll see. It is eventually going to happen though. Hey, I don't want to do it right now. I just want to be able to enjoy this thing. So here we are. Holding temp, driving great. I might go and make a whole new intercooler kit for this thing just to make it make more turbo noises. I did think about that. Because it's all pretty much silicone right now. So if I replaced it all with aluminum, it would make a lot more noises, which, let's all be honest, that'd be sick. I will say, throughout this entire process, it's been really nice having a hood that has its own gas hood strut. But guys, that's gonna be it. I know in the last Miata video, I did say we were going to make that e-brake be able to do skids, but at this point, I don't really care. We're not gonna be taking this thing to an event, because I don't really want to blow it up. I just want to be able to drive it and enjoy it until I'm ready to do an engine swap. And as you saw, for now, it holds the car great on the hills. In the next video, we are going to be working on the EP3, and then I have some very, very big news to share. I'm very excited, guys. I think 2025 is going to be a big year for the Gingium YouTube channel. And if you want to support the channel, help make that happen, please check out Patreon, where you can get early access to videos, access to exclusive content. They're the ones who walked me through all these problems and were there along with me. They're my moral support throughout this process. And then also the merchandise. I think I'm wearing the Honda shirt right now, but we got some cool merch. Big things coming to the website too. So I'll see you guys with the EP3 in a few days. Toodaloo. Goodbye. See you later.